think the changing demographics are going to affect management and management education?
Well, something that I say from time to time is that we sometimes focus too much on millennials, which of course is a very exciting demographic group at our schools. But in fact, the customer of tomorrow is going to be the senior manager. If you look at the evolution of demographics, you were mentioning modern aging today, many of the developed countries are going to have a majority of population over 50 years old. This means that life expectancy will be extended, also retirement, and senior managers will need continuous education. They will need to go back to school, get another master's degree program, update their skills and their knowledge. So the actual business of the future lies in this other part of the population that will need a different approach, where we may experiment with all the progress and advances of medicine, of psychology, and of course technology. So I very much encourage traditional universities and educational centers that have been focused only on the young to realize about the many opportunities of the senior, the veterans, who may bring more experience, sometimes more savings and resources, and lots of contacts and networking.
Yeah, and consistent with that, we've certainly seen a trend in the US that it's already been there in Europe. Europe, I think historically, at the graduate management education level, has had 40 to 50% specialty programs versus generalist programs like the MBA. The US has just been catching up. So we've gone in the last decade from about 24% specialist masters of all the enrollments to about a third today. So we're seeing more young people who are doing these specialty degrees early on. So I assume that will create a demand later for them to come back and get the management skills as they progress in their careers.
Absolutely. Something that I very much value of the American educational system is the liberal arts curriculum. It's something that is not that present in other contexts, in Europe, for example, and has provided a very good knowledge base for professionals here in the US. So some institutions in Europe and elsewhere are trying to rescue precisely the liberal arts curriculum and combine it with a more professional or vocational approach that has been adopted by universities in Europe for over a century now. But as you say, given the evolution of many different industries and even of professions or jobs, the position, and you know a lot about this, but the position of a chief financial officer today won't probably have anything to do with the same position, if it's called this way,
right,
in just 10 years' time. Look at this debate that we are now attending on the role of human resource managers, which is now under complete transformation. Should we refer to it as talent management? Should the person responsible report to the CEO? What is the actual content of the job? So we will need to update not just the knowledge, but also the skills, get more adapted to the new discoveries of technology, and this will require to come back to school. So this is something very fascinating, because it means that as we grow older and the life expectancy gets extended, and many people believe that now you and I may live over 120 years, but this will also require that we come back to school and of course update all knowledge and skills and get prepared for changing professions or industries or companies, or maybe create our own business.
Yeah, so the nature of jobs are changing so quickly that we don't necessarily know what jobs are going to look like in 5 or 10 years. So we need to prepare managers how to think and how to apply knowledge regardless of the position they may have in the future.